Hey guys, today we're going to talk about converting fractions and decimals to percents. So it's important to note that a percent can be defined as for every 100. So we're going to be working with the number 100. To convert a decimal to percent, you're going to multiply that number by 100 and then attach a percent sign to the end of it. You may have also heard that you will be moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, which is essentially what we're going to be doing. For converting a percent to a decimal, you're going to drop the percent sign, then divide by 100. And then in that case, the decimal point is going to be moving 2 places to the left. All right, let's look at some examples. So here we have 0.45. We're going to take 0.45, multiply it by 100, and we'll end up with 45%. We're going to attach that percent sign to the end. So basically, we're going to move the decimal point 2 places to the right and end up with 45%. For our next example, we have 3.758. We're going to take 3.758, multiply it by 100, and end up with 375.8%. We're going to move that decimal place 2 places to right after the 5. With 0.053, we're going to take 0.053, multiply it by 100, and end up with 5.3%. Again, we're going to take that decimal point, move it 2 places to the right. And with the whole number 9. Now, on these numbers, on our whole numbers, we don't always write a decimal point, but we need to understand that the decimal point is right after that whole number. So we're going to attach a decimal point and some zeros, and then we're going to multiply that number by 100, and we're going to end up moving the decimal place 2 here, right in back of the second 0, so we'll end up with 900%. To convert a percent to a decimal, we're just going to essentially do the opposite. Okay, so if we have 63%, okay, we're going to drop our percent sign first thing, and in its place we're going to put the decimal point back. Then we're going to divide by 100 and end up with 0.63. So we're going to be moving the decimal place to the left now, 2 places. Okay. So with 9%, okay, we're going to drop our percent sign. In its place, we're going to put a decimal point. Divide by 100. We're going to move the decimal point over 2 places. Okay. 2 places for 0.09. With 587%, okay, again, drop the percent sign, put a decimal in its place, move that decimal point 2 places. When we divide by 100, end up with 5.87. And then for 24.1%, okay, drop that percent sign. We don't need to add a decimal because a decimal is already part of this number, so we're just going to work with the decimal that's right there. So we're going to divide this number by 100, move that over 2 places to the left, and end up with 2.241. And so to convert a fraction to a percent, first thing we need to do is make that fraction a decimal. So with 1/5, we're going to divide 1 by 5, and we know that that is 0.2 when we work it out. And then with 0.2, we'll take that, multiply it by 100. We're going to move that decimal point 2 places to the right and end up with 20%. Attach that percent sign to the end. With 5/8, we end up, when we divide 8 into 5, we end up with 0.625. So then we take 0.625, multiply that by 100. We're going to move this decimal point 2 places here between the 2 and the 5 and end up with 62.5%. Okay folks, we'll be practicing this in class and I will see you there. Adios.